Hello, everyone. It is the weekend Saturday, and I'm taking it easy today. Well, I got to take care of some things in the garden. Definitely got to do that. But I'm in my comfy clothes. Yes, this is this is 40 years old, 50 years. Okay. I love my old clothes. Uh, And when I get something new, which is more often than not, my children, my daughters get me something, go, here, Mom, look. And go, oh, that's so pretty. I'll save that for when I go out somewhere. Let's see, in the last so many months, I went, often without shoes because I didn't need them, from this house to my other daughter's house. Um, Okay, I do wear them when I go out to shop. Went in the last 2 weeks, or in the last month, once out with my daughter to the grocery store. Uh, Went on the 4th of July to my son's house. I think that's about it. So, when do I wear my pretty clothes? Oh, on those occasions. Yes. Anyway, I know for some people that might be, I live here, right, in a big old neighborhood, and it's been so hot, and my legs just don't want to walk, really, when it comes down to it. And, but I did go with my two younger granddaughters. Uh, my younger granddaughter had her little baby stroller with her and with her baby, and she's, every time she has to do something, she brings it, and she goes, "Now, Rosie, can you make sure that you take care of Jessica? Can you keep an eye on her?" And yes, yeah, it's so cute. Of course I do. It's what our grandma's for, okay? Anyway, and so we did. We went all, and I had my youngest granddaughter. They have a jogging stroller, which is great because it rides so easily, and I had her on. They got her a little harness, yes, where and then you have this, okay, leash. Yeah, oh, it's great. I love it, and she does too. Actually, it works out really well. And so we went and walked all the way down the street. We were gonna try and make it to the playground, but again, it was so hot, and we went earlier in the morning, and it was already so hot. The sun was shining, and we didn't bring any water or nothing because I thought we were really just going a little down the street and back. And I said, "Well, what do you want to do?" She says, "I'm so hot, Rosie." My younger granddaughter. And I said, "Well, what do you want to do? Want to turn back, or you want to try and make it all the way to the playground?" She said, "Let's go back." So we did. So that's in, I don't know how many weeks. First time I even stepped out of the house and yard here. I've lived for 20 years in the mountains, top of a mountain, far away from people, and I loved it with just my animals for many, many years. And I loved it. And yeah, I went out here and there, but when it comes down to it, I spent most of my time at the farm and loved it. There was so much to do. There is so much to do here that I hardly catch up with what I want to do. So there's one thing. I always think of things that I'd like to do for people, especially my children, that kind of go along with what they are interested in. I think I've talked about this before, and how on oak trees there are these little balls, and they fall down, and they're not the I want to say acorns. Yeah, they're not the acorns. They're it's a bug that makes its nest like that or whatever. But it also happens to be, and then they fall down to the ground eventually. But it also happens to be the long, if you mix it with, I believe it's sulfur or something, sulfur powder. If you mix it with that, it makes the longest lasting ink. And my youngest daughter is very much an artist, and I thought of making her some of that ink. Yes, I know. Well, there's videos that you can watch. I already did. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna give it a try. I have so much of it here. Anyway, so there's so much always to do. There's so much to do here, even in this small environment. And I'm never out of things to do. Rather, I have one project after another lined up to do. I get to them one at a time. I just planted some more cilantro. That was a part of, yep, got to get that done. How am I going to get to that? Okay. Isn't that something? And I've mentioned that also just very recently. I got 10 days coming up with hopefully complete alone time. Yes, might be daunting to some, but to me, that's heaven. To me, that is heaven. Not because I'm antisocial. It has nothing to do with that. I don't have any phobias about that or whatever. Or that's just how I am. How I love it. Yes. Okay. I know. Some people who know me from the church, oh, she volunteered for this, and this. And oftentimes she wasn't just the worker; she was actually the one leading it all. So she must be. Yes, I can do that too. Just depends on what is needed, where God needs me. Yes, yeah. Okay. Let's get going here with Ecclesiasticus 20. The book of Ecclesiasticus 20. Silence and speech. There is the rebuke that is untimely, and there is the person who keeps quiet, and he is the shrewd one. But how much better to rebuke than to fume? The person who acknowledges a fault wards off punishment. Oh, that is very well said. Like a eunuch trying to take a girl's virginity is someone who tries to impose justice by force. Okay. There is the person who keeps quiet and is considered wise. Another incurs hatred for talking too much. There is the person who keeps quiet, not knowing how to answer. Another keeps quiet, knowing when to speak. The wise will keep quiet till the right moment, but a garrulous fool will always misjudge it. Someone who talks too much will earn dislike, and someone who usurps authority will earn hatred. Okay. I'm not sure about the last part. Here comes Bagel. I think Bagel thinks that's one of the house cats. I think Bagel thinks that our food over here is better. And oh, June just woke up. She already had her goodies out of it, so she doesn't care. Anyway, not much to say to this. I depending on what it is, I feel I get so I'm very social here in a way, and I feel like I always have something to give, always something to say, and oftentimes I do have to step back and say I don't think it's gonna matter if I say anything or not, and just to be a part of. Just to be a part of something, to be a part of it, I don't like that. I don't want to do that. Yes? So I try to be very conscientious. Yeah? Yes? I let it all out here on my videos. That's my space. Yes? When it comes to the rest of this whole thing. Yeah. I can't always hold back. But when I make that decision, then I have to stick with it as well, right? Yes. Yeah, it's not always easy. And you think the next day, ugh, why did I say that? I didn't, I should have just, and then I'm going, all right. I'm not doing things out of meanness or malice or to get back at someone or this or that. I don't do things like that. Then I have to say, okay, even though maybe I got a little push from somewhere else to say something, because you never know. You never know. Got to plant that seed, and eventually, if it gets watered enough, gets enough sunlight, cared for, it will start to sprout. Yes? Alright. Paradoxes. There is the person who finds misfortune a boon and the piece of luck that turns to loss. There is the gift that affords you no profit and the gift that repays you double. There is the honor that leads to humiliation, and there are people in a low state who raise their heads. There is the person who buys much for little, yet pays for it 7 times over. The wise wins love with words, while fools may shower favors in vain. The gift of the stupid will bring you no advantage. His eyes look for 7 times as much in return. He gives little and reviles much. He opens his mouth like the town crier. He lends today and demands payment tomorrow. He's a detestable fellow. The fool will say, I have no friends. I get no gratitude for my good deeds. Those who eat my bread have malicious tongues. How often he will be laughed at, and by how many. Yeah, okay. I don't know what Ecclesiasticus' experiences were with all this or what he has seen. But again, paradoxes, are they paradoxes, or is this just, again, the finger pointing of something I have to say, well, not sure. I'm going to leave it at that. Inappropriate talk. Better a slip on the pavement than a slip of the tongue. This is how ruin takes the wicked by surprise. A coarse-grained person is like an indiscreet story, endlessly retold by the ignorant. A maxim is rejected when coming from a fool, since the fool does not utter it on the apt occasion. There is a person who is prevented from sinning by poverty. No qualms of conscience disturb that person's rest. There is a person who courts destruction out of false shame, courts destruction for the sake of a fool's opinion. There's a person who out of false shame makes promises to a friend, and so makes an enemy for nothing. Okay, alright. I mean, I guess at that time, alright, you know what? Of course, one can adapt this to today as well. It's all, I feel like, due to the fact that we're not plants and animals or any of the other parts of the principles of creation that act on instinct mostly. Yes, we have a few very intelligent animals out there, and where you wonder sometimes. But, and there comes my oldest granddaughter. But when you consider on how we were created in the image of God, then even from little on, as we grow older and have other examples besides just our family, if that's not a good family, if you want to call it that, we learn what right and wrong is. So to stick to, as I said, inappropriate talk, paradoxes, silence in speech, all that stuff, and then there's more lying and something else here. If that becomes a scheme, if one's life, did you need something, sweetheart?
Your love and attention.
Which you will have in just a few minutes.
I'm just kidding. I'm going back over to the house. I gave Ham a bath last night.
Okay.
And I did his paws again. So he smells really nice and looks really nice.
All right. I fed Otis, but Ham went back upstairs. Don't let him in. He'll eat the cat, or put the cat's food up for me, please.
I noticed.
Would you take the bowl and put it up on the shelf?
I know.
Well, he's fast.
No, he's not. It's taking him 5 minutes to get up a step. Otis, come on. Good boy.
So Otis has been fed, okay?
Okay.
But Ham hasn't. And his bowl is out on the porch. Hi, Otis. If people set up their lives, and I'm not saying they are, seems like some people out there uh, are setting their own life up as a scheme, right? Yes, a scam and a scheme. Then I feel very sorry for them. Again, that's not something I'm going, oh. It's more pitiful. It's pitiful. Because even though they think that they get away with it, and again, most people just won't say anything. They know full well what you're doing, but they won't say anything. They won't have anything to do with you either then. Right? Is that how people get? Okay. Just saying. So, do I really have to be so aware? Right? I'm not anything like this. So, do I have to be so aware of these people out there? Trying to get at me or scam me or lie to me or take things from me. No. Lying. Lying is an ugly blot on anyone and ever on the lips of the undisciplined. A thief is preferable to an inveterate liar, but both are heading for ruin. Lying is an abominable habit. The liar's disgrace lasts forever. Sometimes I wish I could ask people that, okay, so you're considered a liar. Why are you considered a liar? Why do people call people a liar, other people liars, right? For one reason or another. But first of all, you're going to have to know that person really, really well to know that they are lying, right? Yes, you have to be there when they're talking about something that you're going, you just lied about that. And why not? Hey, wait a minute, that didn't happen. Why are you lying about it? Why are people lying? I don't know. I don't know why. Because I remember as a child when I would lie, and in my adulthood, I wouldn't say it was lying. It was more like these white lies where you weren't sure should I actually tell the truth because that's going to hurt more people, or should I just kind of stay out of it and not considered lying, right? You just don't tell the whole story, kind of thing. And it's never felt. It never, even when I have to do that, doesn't sit well with me. So people who are just walking through life lying, never admitting to lying, even though they've been found out many times, how do they sleep? How has lying benefited them? But really, when it comes down to it, I don't know. I can't. Well, how does Ecclesiasticus know? This is stuff you have to experience yourself in order to know. Yes, and otherwise, all you can do is just ask people: are liars going to give you the truth? Just saying. Wisdom. The wise gains advancement by words. The shrewd wins favor from the great. Whoever tills the soil will have a full harvest. Whoever wins favor from the great will secure pardon for offenses. Presents and gifts blind the eyes of the wise, and stifle rebukes like a muzzle on the mouth. Wisdom concealed and treasure undiscovered. What use is either of these? Better one who conceals his folly than one who conceals his wisdom. Alright, that's the end of 20. Okay. This is going to be a short one because I don't have really much to say. I have things on my mind. Lots of stuff going on. I wanted to do that in the beginning. Where there are two or more gathered in my name, there I will be also. Yes, our Heavenly Parents' sentiment. And I am so grateful to the few viewers. Yes, I'm always so grateful to the few views. Because, in a way, I'm not doing this for views. I'm not doing this for fame and fortune. I've been doing this for a year and a half now, almost 2 years. One video after another, going through the Bible bit by bit by bit, through the maze, on a quest for truly the words and guidance of our Heavenly Parent. And also to renew our Heavenly Parent's reputation. Because, as I said, on how people look at that amazing presence out there that's always with us if we allow it, yes, always embracing, always loving, on how this presence is portrayed out there, even by people who really believe, yes, who believe in it. It's very sad to me. And how our Heavenly Parent's presence is being abused. Used and abused often. For their own gain, their own agenda. Okay, so, right? Yes? So 20 ain't so far off after all. And maybe that's something that Ecclesiasticus has also witnessed. Yes? Okay. And then, of course, again, also for the restoration process still, yes, few things of our true Father. So there it is. So I would say most people would have, yes. When I started this, as I say, I had a very clear understanding on why I did this, why I started this. And I would say that most people by now are over 1,000 videos with, there are a few who have views as to say, whoa, what happened there? I have no idea what happened, but I have a few times from YouTube gotten oh, you could make these more popular. You could make these videos, we can help you, or this or that. You could put them, and I'm going, no, this is exactly what I need for what I'm doing. And there'll be a good foundation. Yes, in the physical and in the spiritual, laid. For something that I'm not sure. Okay, I told you for what. But it'll be Spirit World who will carry this forward. Yes, that's what I believe. And to have, though, the few, as I said, I'm so grateful to you guys. You have no idea. Makes me so happy. Oh, look, there's 4 views, 5 views. Oh, thank you. Because that is, again, physical, spiritual, unity, foundation. Yes, that just myself, still be fine. And there are some videos, they have no views. It's always, with what heart to mind are we doing things? Yes? And does something like this have to go viral? Does it have to have fame and fortune attached to it? I was offered that too. I could make money with it. No. Don't do it. No. I got to keep this simple and true. Yes? No schemes, no this, no that. And I happen to like videos like this, okay, any, that don't have any commercial breaks in it. Yes? Yeah. Okay, just saying. Alright, that's it. Again, thank you from the bottom of my heart to the ones who in the past, and then kind of, okay, we know what she's all about now. Good, I'll just keep praying for her channel, this or that, or with her and on what she's doing. And the ones consistently, yes, and the ones coming in new, this and that, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. really do. Teamwork makes the dream work. Yes? Yeah. Wonderful. Wonderful. And it keeps me encouraged to just continue on too, right? Yes, it is. It's like a little piece of candy every time I make these videos, and then there's 1 view, 2 views, 3 views. Woo! Got my little candy. Yes, I love it. Thank you. May Heavenly Parent bless, protect you, guide you, embrace you with love. Eldridge, my dearest brother in faith, I love you. Let's keep praying, yes, together and for each other. And I will talk to you another time.